Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and welcome to our 2017 NFL season preview for the Tennessee Titans. Now here's a look at what we have on tap for this preview. We will take a look at both sides of the ball in our offensive and defensive overview. We will also give you a reason for optimism as well as a cause for concern. And we will give you a breakout candidate who is an underrated player that'll end up playing a huge role this season. But first, let's take a look at some of the big storylines heading into the season as we get things kicked off in our 4-minute offense. Many in Tennessee feel as though the playoffs were snatched right underneath them once Marcus Mariota went down with injury, and rightfully so. The loss of Mariota and subsequent loss to the Jaguars that game is what essentially caused the Titans' playoff drought to extend one more season. This year, as has been the case of the previous two, the hope is that number 8 can stay healthy on the field and help lead this team into the postseason, where he can eventually get them to where they want to be as an organization. The secondary shows a lot of promise this season, and one of the major reasons why is because of second-year safety Kevin Byard. Now, Byard started 7 games last year and showed enough to where he's going to be counted on in the same way Landon Collins is with the New York Giants. Byard is an excellent combo safety that is an excellent player on both ends of defense and will become a household name by season's end. Another second-year player to keep an eye on this season will be outside edge rusher Kevin Dodd. Dodd was taken in the second round of the 2016 NFL Draft out of Clemson and dealt with a foot injury his entire rookie season. Now, the Titans still were able to find their way to the quarterback 40 times last year, which was good for 6th in the NFL, and the hope is that with a healthy, talented Dodd back in the fold, they'll see that number steadily increase. The Titans were known last season as a squad that beat you up on the line of scrimmage and were conservative on the perimeter. This year, they're looking to beat you up on the outside as well. In the draft, the Titans selected wide receiver Corey Davis in the first round, and he's expected to add the big playability to the passing game. They also selected another dynamic player in Taywan Taylor out of Western Kentucky, who's in the mold of a former Titan wide receiver in Kendall Wright. Needless to say that the Titans expect to ring up that cash register a lot this season. Right now, everyone's record is at 0-0, and every fan is excited about the 2017 season, and every coach feels as though that this year's team has the right mix of everything to push them over the top. Well, here's why you should be optimistic about the 2017 season. The way the Titans are able to run the ball and control the game gives you a ton of optimism heading into the season. No team is ready for a physical discussion on a Sunday afternoon in this day and age of the passing game, and the fact that the Titans can dictate the terms in the trenches will put them in position to be in and win a lot of ball games. Not to mention, because of how well they did in the NFL draft this year, they now have the ability to deliver the knockout blow with their passing game. Like we mentioned earlier, the Titans bolster the speed, athleticism, and explosiveness on the perimeter. Opening up their passing game with threats like that on the outside will make them that much more dangerous overall. The Titans finished 20th in total defense, but I feel like that number could drop significantly in their favor. Their front seven will continue to be strong, led by defensive lineman Jarrell Casey. The secondary was a huge problem last season, and they've made strides to improve in that area by adding playmakers like Logan Ryan coming over from the New England Patriots via free agency, and rookie cornerback Adoree Jackson out of USC. They were 30th against the pass last season, and I think that number will be a thing of the past in 2017. The biggest cause for concern will be if Marcus Mariota can't stay healthy for the full season, which is something he hasn't done since coming into the league. Also, you want to start to see him push the ball vertically and accurately down the field. And if that injury bug that has bitten a lot of their key contributors over the last 2 seasons rears its ugly head once again, the Titans hope that can stay away from Nashville this season. Therefore, they can go deeper into the season with their full lineup. Every year there's a player on the team that enters the season on the bubble. Maybe he's buried on the depth chart or he's an afterthought, but they end up playing a big role on the team by the season's end. So without further ado, here's my pick for the offensive and defensive breakout candidate. Keep an eye on Jonnu Smith, the rookie from Florida International. Along with the weapons they added on the outside, they quietly added a Delaney Walker clone in Smith. Smith is athletic and can be a move piece within his offense, as he has the skills to win one-on-one versus backers and safeties, and he could find himself becoming a favorite target of quarterback Marcus Mariota. Defensively, defensive lineman Austin Johnson is ready for a breakout season. Johnson was playing some really good football toward the end of last year and has the versatility to play the nose or on the outside. The 2016 second-round pick worked with pass rushing specialist Chuck Smith in the offseason and will look to put those skills he learned to good use this year. All right, it's prediction time. So here's how I think the 2017 season will play out. The road to the Super Bowl for the Titans goes as follows. We've talked about this the entire video, but number one is Marcus Mariota has to play a full 16 games and also play a full playoff stretch as well. If he can stay healthy, this offense can make significant strides in 2017. And number two, the secondary really has to put the clamps on wide receivers. They gave up nearly 270 yards a game via the air, and if those new pieces can't help out this secondary and help cut that number down, then they could struggle as a defense. But that secondary really has to step up in order for this team to make significant strides. And the special teams, quite honestly, was another area of concern for Tennessee. Their return game was putrid, but that should be better this season because of the addition of Adoree Jackson back there, the returner out of USC. But if they can get that special teams unit to be special, this team can definitely go a long way. I have the Titans finishing second in the AFC South. I think this will be a playoff team this year. What can keep them from being the number one team in this division is whether or not their defense can make those strides on the back end. If they can, they could really challenge the Houston Texans for that number one spot. But right now, I do have them finishing second, but also in the playoffs. So that's a wrap for this video. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts as you see listed. And if you want to check out our NFL season previews, as you already should, visit our website at footballgameplan.com/2017 NFL previews. And finally, don't forget to subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast, where you can find all of our NFL shows like the Football Cypher, where we will go more in depth with the 2017 Tennessee Titans. To find that podcast and our other shows, visit our website at footballgameplan.com/podcast or on our SoundCloud page at soundcloud.com/FBGP podcast.